It's time, boys and girls. All right. I, Travis Argue, call the live virtual state plumbing board meeting of December 17th, 2020 to order at 9:30 a.m. Will you please, Melissa, will you please do the roll call?
Yes, sir. Chair Travis Argue.
Here.
Vice Chair Matt Roselle.
Here.
Craig Anderson.
Here.
Corey Frazier.
Here.
Melissa Gitt. Molly Keller.
Here.
Joe Leibold.
Here.
Thank you, Chair Argue. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Is there any members who have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none, I, Chair Argue, rule the agenda of order of business approved. Let's see. Next is the approval of the minutes. Any of the members have any changes to the draft meeting minutes? Okay. Hearing none, I, Chair Argue, rule the draft meeting minutes of October 15th, 2020 final. Our next meeting date will be February 18th, 2021. Hey, the year of the Mad Max. So let's see, 2021 board calendar dates. Yeah, the calendar dates are in your board pack. All right, let's go to public comment. Andy, is there anybody with public comment?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As of this morning, there has been no request for general public comment. Just take a moment and check and see if anybody is on the line that would like to, at this time, provide public comment to the board. Speak now. All right, hearing none, we have no public comment.
All right, thank you, Andy. So next is up with program update, I'm sorry. Chief Skinner, would you like to address the program update?
Thank you, Chair Argue and members of the board. For the record, my name is Andy Skinner. I am the plumbing program chief, for the Building Codes Division. First, I would like to congratulate Craig Anderson for accepting another term at the board. I know each and every one of you take time out of your busy schedules, so I want to thank all of you for participating in the board. I think it's important work that we do, and again, thank you. A couple of important tentative dates that I'd like to give to the board. One of them is January 19th, and just remember these are tentative dates. The OPSC public rule hearing will be held. Anybody that's interested in commenting, either written or oral, you can log on to that. Another one is January 15th. This is the expiration date of the licensing extension for licensed journeymen. So this is an important date as well. Those that have been extended from the April date to 2020 will now be required to renew their licenses come January 15th. Now, just remember again, these dates are tentative. For those of you that are signed up for updates, email updates, you'll get an update if these dates have changed. For those of you that are not signed up for email updates, just monitor our website and any changes will be on the website. That's about all I have for the board today. Is there any questions?
Nope.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Andy. All right, next is communications. The code interpretation. Andy, you're up again, boss.
Thank you, Chair Argue, members of the board. Again, for the record, my name is Andy Skinner. Plumbing Program Chief for the State of Oregon Codes Division. So what you have before you today is agenda item 4. I presented a copy in the packet for you so you could have something tangible to look at while we have this discussion. As everybody, I'm sure, is aware, and we've communicated this at the board level, we had interim amendments that became effective October 1st of 2020. These interim amendments were amendments because we pushed the code adoption out till April 1st of 2021. We felt, and with industry comment back, we felt that these interim amendments were important to bring to the industry early because most of them, in fact, I believe all of them, are cost savings and allow a lot more flexibility in design and installation of plumbing systems. But with that, one of the interim amendments, which was the 8 laboratories on an 1.5-inch line, brought up some questions from not only the training industry, but also the design industry as well, about how do we size these systems that have 8 laboratories. If you look at your table 701.2 for public laboratories, each public laboratory is assigned 1 drainage fixture unit. Well, when you put 8 of them on an 1.5-inch line, now according to that table, you would have 8 drainage fixture units. Looking at table 703.2, the maximum drainage fixture units that are allowed on an 1.5-inch line is only 2. So there's a conflict there with this new amendment. And how do we move forward with that conflict, and how do we design and size these systems? So that's what this interp is for. And really to kind of summarize it, that 1.5-inch line that ties into the rest of the drainage system will be sized at a maximum of 2 drainage fixtures for the purposes of sizing the rest of the system. So if you have 2 laboratories, up to 8 laboratories, you're going to have 2 drainage fixture units on that line when tying into the rest of the drainage system. If you only have 1 laboratory on there, of course, there's only 1 drainage fixture. And we felt that was the best way to approach this. We got a lot of positive feedback on that, and so before you today is the outcome of that with the new interp that is now posted on our website. Is there any questions on that?
Nope.
Okay. That is all I have then. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Andy. Okay. Next is appeals. We have none. Unfinished business. We have none. The new business is review the approved committee recommendations with Mr. Andy Boulton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Andy Boulton, policy analyst for the division. We had 1 application for the committee last month, and they reviewed, and 1 instructor application was recommended for approval. And the memo and matrix are in your board packet.
Okay. So this takes a motion. So I'll go ahead and do it. I make a motion to approve the committee recommendations for the approval of the courses and instructor. Motion has been made. Is there any discussion?
No.
All right. Hearing none, we'll take a vote. Those in, Melissa, will you do the roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Joe Liebold,
Aye.
Molly Keller,
Aye.
Melissa Gitt, Corey Frazier,
Aye.
Craig Anderson,
Aye.
Vice Chair Matt Roselle,
Aye.
Chair Travis Argue.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you.
If
So-
I may, Chair Argue.
Go ahead.
Again, for the record, my name is Andy Skinner, Plumbing Program Chief. If we can back up, in between Plumbing Program Update and Communications, Todd Smith, who is our interim enforcement manager had an update on Wildfire rebuild.
Oh,
So if we can
I'm
kind
sorry.
of back up to that, that would be great.
okay.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and do that. Todd, it's your turn.
Great, thank you. Chair Argue, members of the board, for the record, Todd Smith, Interim Enforcement Manager here with the division. Yeah, I just had a couple of things I wanted to give you a quick update on. First was some staffing changes here in the Enforcement Division. We have a new contested case rep, Megan Sackett. She joined us this week. And then we also are in the process of finishing up a recruitment for the investigator positions that are vacant. And I have no official news on that, but I feel good that we'll have some additional help on that side of it as well. With that said, obviously we're still taking industry complaints and whatnot from inspectors and anyone else out in the field. We're still staffed and able to take those, so our complaint volume has been a little bit down this year, probably due to all the COVID issues, but we're still taking those. We're working on a way to get them a little bit easier to be submitted to us electronically as well, to make it easier for people and homeowners to get us that information. And then, as Andy had mentioned, we've got some wildfire updates for you. I just want to give you a quick overview of what our plans are moving forward on that, on the rebuild. You know, as we anticipate seeing a lot of new activity in areas of the state where we don't necessarily always see a lot of construction activity. The current plan is to make sure our field investigators are in those areas, have an increased field presence, work with the CCB investigators to make sure they know we're out there looking for that kind of work as well. In addition to that, we plan on providing some additional education and guidance to the local jurisdictions to make sure they know what to be looking for, to be doing license checks, and how to report any complaints to us at the division to look into further. Then on the other side of that, we intend to make sure we can get some more information out there for consumers, making sure they know when they need to use a licensed plumber, when they need permits, how to check license statuses of their contractors and of the construction CCB contractor license as well. So that's kind of our plan, and I'm happy to take any questions.
I have a question for you. Could you inform us where and how many compliance, I guess I call them officers, do we have currently working for us and where they're at?
Yes, absolutely. So currently we have 2 field investigators. We're in the process of recruiting for 2 more. Like I said, we're working on that. Currently, those three of those positions are located in Salem, and one of those positions is located in Bend.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I skipped over. I didn't mean to do that.
No problem.
All right. So now we'll go back down to there are no announcements, and it is time to say adjournment at 9:43. There's my gavel. All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays.
All right. You guys do.
Take
All right,
care,
we'll
guys.
see you in February.
Happy holidays.
All right.
Happy holidays.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.